Good morning, Gray Bear Nation, family, friends.
All
I'm
right.
Wayne.
I'm Bug.
Bug. I almost went like this again. And then my good friend calls Bug over here to my, well, it says my, uh, this looks like my right hand, but it's actually my left hand. This
I
is my
believe it's your
right
left.
hand. Apparently, things are reversed in this bizarro world. Well, hopefully, I have a good episode for everyone. Hope everybody's had a great week. There wasn't a whole lot to talk about with the election. Kind of, they're on the downside now. We're just, deal with the name calling and that kind of rhetoric
Well,
that they're pushing out.
well, I'm
Fascism,
excited, man, to be honest with you.
whatnot.
I'm really excited about the potential change of administration. Well, regardless, it's going to be a change. You know what I'm saying? Regardless. So
Yeah,
I'm kind of
absolutely. Yeah,
excited.
it's going to be some want to be a major change, I guess, and the other will be somewhat status quo. I would imagine that Kamala Harris will keep a lot of this, whatever staff that she has left, because one side says
Now
that
she is a
she,
woman. She's subject to change her mind. You know
well,
what I'm
what a
saying?
sexist would say. That's one of
Well,
my
most women
favorite.
agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure. There's a lot of people that can't deal with that. They don't deal with change well, right?
Hmm.
Um, and I to a lot of my Democrat family and friends that um, I mean I get it. That's your team. I just don't understand it
Hmm.
so much. But it'd be nice to see that. I got my I voted sticker. It was fairly painless. I voted early. Um, the It was actually quite painless and quick. It really was. I showed
Hmm.
my, I don't know, ID that they asked my address where I live, so they looked me up, make sure I was registered. Um,
Hmm.
Good to go.
And that was that.
Yeah, they gave me a piece of paper and I hit the little buttons and then it would print my selections on the ballot,
Hmm.
right?
Right?
And I verified that it was correct. There was no, at least from what I selected to the printed to the ballot, was not nothing was changed.
Okay.
And I don't know if South Carolina, does it differently, or I don't know how
Yeah.
come it gets so complicated. Um,
Right. I was going to ask you about that. You can move on to the next question if this you feel like this question is not a good
who,
question, but
who would I vote?
no, not that. I'm not going to ask you that. I already know. Okay. So
You think you know, yeah.
so I'm pretty sure I know. But here we go. How secure do you think the process is and of voting? You think is it easily to manipulate? Can somebody just get in there and some fraudulent voter, or do you think it's pretty secure? I haven't been yet, so I won't go until tomorrow or Tuesday.
Well, the one thing I like the way they do it here, right?
Mhm.
So again, you get your paper ballot. They print, when you select stuff, it'll sit there. The machine prints out what you voted for. You can go down it before you turn it in for them to enter it into the system. The
Mhm.
proof is that they must keep that paper ballot, right?
Mhm.
Because that is the actual what I voted for, right? That's the proof outside the electronic world. So if they had to audit, say, whatever, I mean, it's just a
Right.
small town where I live. So,
Mhm.
you know, pretty much most of the trailer park makes up the town, so
Right.
you laugh.
Put a double wise in there, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, there's always proof. Now everybody knows. I don't care. They could sit and tout whatever. There's always a
Mhm.
chance that there is some. Nothing is that is secure and infallible. They know this, right?
Yeah, but if a person walk up with their driver's license. You had to have your DL, and what else you had to have?
Just my driver's
An
license.
address. This your
Well,
driver's. Okay.
my address, I told her, I said, of course, me being me, she goes, well, what's your address? I said, it's the same one on the
Of course.
driver's license. She goes,
Hmm.
I got that, but I want to make sure you know your address. And I said, well, I know my address. Not to be
You know.
difficult. I know my address. I lived there for a couple years now.
Hmm.
But I told her, I was just being being me,
Hmm.
But
Hmm.
um
And that was that. Okay.
yeah,
Well.
she gave me a piece of paper, said go to that line, back of that line over there.
Hmm.
And then we
Hmm.
waited our turn to get into they probably had one, two, five or six um voting booths in there, and you went in there, put you'd follow the directions. It's pretty simple. If you can't follow damn directions. One thing I found surprising, it didn't ask me if I spoke Spanish or English. It was all English,
Hmm.
it wasn't Espanol.
Hmm.
And I was surprised at
South
that.
Carolina definitely going to be audited for that.
Yeah,
Mm.
I mean, if it did ask me, I don't recall asking me what my language was, because
Hmm.
I don't know. Someone told me a while back that English wasn't the United States didn't have a like what are they called hmm, national language. You know,
Well, how far we going back?
well, I don't know.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
haven't researched that. Someone maybe correct me in the comments. The
Hmm.
whether or not it is English as the national language, if you will.
Mm. Okay.
I know it's primarily the language, and that's the language that but I don't know if there's anything official. I think there is, but I'm
Oh,
not sure. I think they did settle that. Um, but
right.
I don't have a problem with that. But on certain things I do because I'm like, you should have to speak and read and understand English, at least to some level.
Mm.
Um, to
It
be a
helps, you know?
if you're going to be a citizen here, right? But
Hmm.
I don't think that was. I remember there being a controversy a while back, but I haven't heard much about it in years. So
Okay. Well, yeah. Well, I'm excited. I might take the day off after election because I want to stay up and watch it. I want to watch states turn red or whatever color they're going to
oh
turn.
yeah, yeah, that usually happens closer to the end.
Hmm.
And it
Hmm.
is later. I might take a power nap
Right.
to stay up,
Yeah.
but
I want
I
to.
doubt it. I doubt that I will because, to be honest with you, I mean, I
Hmm.
care, but I don't care. I don't. I'm not.
Yeah. Really? You're not. Come on. It's hard to believe, man. I'm not a voter, right? We've talked about that. But I'm excited about this one. I think it's epic. I'm pretty excited. I
What's
want to see
epic
what.
about it?
I
Aside
think
from the
we'll.
fact that they're again, wanting to vote in a woman as president, which is exciting. I don't have no problem with it personally, but
I
um,
think we're in
as
a
long as they're
battle of.
competent.
Yeah. All right.
I don't feel she's competent. I've not seen where she's competent um, to be the president.
Right.
I just don't.
I got you. I got you. I haven't. I guess you're gonna get that from both sides, right? But I mean, she does. From what I see, she does. She kind of laugh her way through stuff. You know what I'm saying? A
Yeah,
lot,
I
but
mean, I'm sure she's good in things. She's probably had. I mean, if she had to pass the bar, right? I mean, she is a lawyer.
yeah, she's
Um,
she's intelligent for sure.
and
I,
some things, but she doesn't appear to have the ability to have her own thoughts and
mhm.
ideas and express them in a way. She can give you that lawyer talk, round around round lawyer talk all day long. She's very good at that. And I forget
Mhm.
there's a word for that.
Hmm.
I
I
can't
don't
remember.
know right now,
Not
but check it
pandering.
out.
It's not like
This thing,
pandering, but it's something, you know.
Yes. Say she was like, okay, she was the VP, but she was fully expecting Joe to run for president, right? She thought because they was trying to push him. I mean, he did a debate, right, with Trump. And so all of a sudden that debate revealed that his cognizant skills had diminished greatly, right? So she was probably in the background laughing and stuff, doing what she do. And then all of a sudden they came to him like, yo, you on deck, homegirl. This is you. Huh? What? I thought I had another 4 years to prepare. Nah, it's time now. She wasn't ready, you know?
Well, nobody's voted for it. Nobody has voted for her to be the president in their own in their own party. Nobody voted for her.
They probably well, they second her
You know,
own
you got to win. You got to win the Democratic Party nomination, right? And they vote on it, who they want to be president. Nobody
hmm
voted for her to be anything other than
right,
because she was picked by Joe Biden to be the vice president.
right.
And when she
So
was running for president back in 2016, I believe,
mhm,
or was it? No, 2020. I'm my mistake. I think it was in
mhm.
2020 when she was running to be president. She didn't
Yeah, she
receive
got like
one freaking vote.
not one vote. I thought she got like 1% or something.
Nothing.
She, zero, zilch.
She was out like the first week, 2 weeks of the whatever they do, you know. I
hmm
might be wrong in the timelines, and maybe she did. I don't know. But as far as I
I
know,
don't know.
I
But
don't think
why did Joe pick her?
he straight up said he was picking a black woman to be his vice president.
Wow,
Who else was there?
that was it. And she's
Mm.
not fully subscribing to that she's black, right?
Well, she is now. Before, when she won, I think the Senate, she was like she was Indian, you know. She
Came
was
out the
touted
closet a
it.
little bit.
Hmm?
Came out. She came out
But
the
she no,
closet a little bit.
she was touting herself to be an Indian American, right?
hmm
From India.
She probably said, I encompass all races."
I mean, personally, I mean, I know people will be like, yeah, you carry, you know, you're a sexist, racist person, anyways, but I don't really care. Um, why does it matter? Show me
Well,
that you can show me that you can do the job,
mhm,
and I haven't seen that. I have not
mhm.
seen that from her. And these people are like, so now she's gone to this rhetoric of, you know, what did she say? Trump, when he's sitting at the desk, he's going to be doing his kill list or something. I don't even know what did she call it? Hit list. He's going to be doing his hit list.
Yeah, I heard
I'm going to
that.
be at, and if I'm the president, I'm going to be at my desk to a to-do list, right?
hmm
Which, to be honest with you, is good. I think that's a good um, message, right? This is what
hmm
I want to do. And then, but that's only in the last week, 2 weeks, I think I've heard this. I mean, of course, they reverted back to make sure, in case you forgot, if you're, you know, a Trump supporter, that he's a fascist, racist, what else is it? You
hmm
know, womanizer, whatever, you
Misogynist.
a convicted felon, you know, yet
hmm
no sentence has been, you know, whatever.
hmm
Um, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
He's,
You know, uh, um, one thing about being the president, right? Okay, you and I have our things that we want. And then there's 360 million other jokers clamoring for some stuff, right?
mm-hmm.
And I was just kind of meditating on this. The president, what I want from the president, security. I want America to be secure in all facets, economically, militarily. I want those freedoms that this nation was founded on to be protected. Simple
Oh yeah,
thing, freedom of religion,
absolutely,
big thing. You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? Those are my little things that I want. Right. And then you got other people that don't care nothing about what I just said. They want
Right.
to change all of that. They might think that we got too many freedoms, too many rights, or whatever. And they may feel like that until they lose those rights, and then they'll want to switch back. But once you switch over, you can't come back. It's going to take
Yeah.
about 500 years to get back to getting those freedoms, and it's going to take a lot of bloodshed.
I'm
So,
trying to. I was trying to remember if some scholar somewhere or somebody, I forget who it was, might have even been a president, that we're always one generation away of losing our,
constitutional rights.
constitutional republic, you
Yeah,
know.
that's right.
Um, and they keep throwing this term around, democracy. We're not a democracy, right?
Hmm.
We have
Hmm.
democracy ideals, right?
Hmm.
Meaning that,
Hmm.
everybody has a say in what happens. And we
Hmm.
do that through voting, right? Voting people or electing people to run the country or state or city or whatever county. But
Hmm.
um, it's kind of scary to think we're always one generation from losing our what we know.
Yeah,
What
yeah. I
um,
want to say this to our viewers. They kind of get them an understanding of what they're seeing with you and I being on, doing this Gray Bears. And I'm going to say you and I are pretty much maybe grassroots, entry level type individuals, right? This is whatever information you hear from us, we are probably considered maybe middle class. I don't really know the numbers, what make a person middle class or not, but I think we're in there somewhere. Maybe the lower end, maybe the middle. Feel like sometimes it varies, right? So
mm,
this is what filtered down to us. The stuff that you hear us say is what has made its way from the upper echelons all the way down to our level, right? So if you guys hear us say something, and you're like, man, them guys are total left field, feel free to leave some comments. You know, um, ask for an invite on the show. Clear us up. We'd like to
yeah,
hear what's really
yeah.
what's really going on. But this is our level. Wayne and I, two military guys, did 20 something years, traveled around the world, met a
Mhm.
lot of different people, and
And yeah,
it is my experience in the military has shaped. I'm not my friends that's back in Valdosta. Yes, I've changed. Junebug has changed based on his core of experience that he's gained from traveling around the world. You know what I'm
well,
saying? When I go back home, I see things that I don't understand. Sometimes I see stagnation, and sometimes I see some growth. Sometimes I even wonder how in the heck did you make it? You know what I'm saying? And so, but yeah, so that's where we at with the Great Beards. We kind of down here on this level, and we just coming from the dome. Whatever information comes that has shaped our thought. And we put it out to y'all. We put it out to our viewers. You know what I'm saying? So, stuff you may hear say about Kamala or Trump or whoever, that's what has filtered down to us. We've analyzed it, did our little analyzation, and this is what's coming out, you know, and this is what
yeah,
we see.
you're absolutely right. I mean, it was like, um, and I've said this before, I'm sure on the show, is like, 41 years ago, I jumped on a bus in my hometown of Erie, Pennsylvania,
Mm.
jumped on a bus to Buffalo, New York to process into the military. 41 years ago. It doesn't sound to me that sounds like a long time ago because but it seems like it was sometimes only yesterday. But um, and it's hard for people to really grasp the experience both you and I have being in the military because we've served with all walks of life
Wow.
from
Your backgrounds, yeah.
all kinds of corners of the world. We've served with people that brought different views, different ideas, exposed us to them. Some we disagreed with, I'm sure, whether it be for religious or personal preferences, what have you. Um, certain lifestyles, if you will. Um, but for the most part, a lot of those people, I've known people that grew up in California. Pretty good friend of mine. I think he lives in Virginia now. He retired And you would think he would have the stink of California on him as being a, you know, uh, liberal. He's
Mhm.
not, you know. So not everybody from California is, you know. We know that because there is a, you know, they did have a Republican governor at one time. I think his name
Mhm.
was I'll be back.
Arnold.
Yeah, but now um, he's all in for Kamala now. Just goes to show you. One thing I really, you know, I don't sugarcoat stuff, and that's one of my faults, right? You know, if you suck, I'm going to tell you you suck. You know,
Good
that's it.
attribute to have.
That. Well, you would think, but some people are turned off by that. Well, you don't have to tell them. You could keep your own opinion. I said, well, you want someone to walk around with a booger hanging out of their nose all day, or should I tell them, hey, you got a booger on your
Tissue or
You
toilet
know,
paper.
you know what I mean? That's the thing. Well, that's different. I said, no, it's not. When you got people walking around doing stuff and thinking things are supposed to be this way, someone has to be the voice of reason, if you will, and
Mhm.
tell them, hey, no way, that ain't working,
Yeah,
buddy. You
yeah.
know, you
True
know.
that. Yeah,
I
I mean
mean,
that's true.
we got
Most of my
corrected.
most of my buddies, man, are straight shooters.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not. I'm not a straight shooter. I am that guy that will dilute the truth a little bit so it's more palatable for you to take. I'm
and that's
not gonna
fine.
just out.
But
Yeah,
you still tell
that's
them
me.
it's just how how you deliver it, right? I got
Hmm.
that. But
Hmm.
they don't want, they're, um, and I'm not saying to be, hey, call them out. Um, you pull them aside, you say, hey, man, you got a booger hanging on your nose, oh,
Hmm.
thanks, man. Most people will be appreciative that you told them. It's just
Hmm.
like someone walking around down the hallway into the office with toilet paper stuck on their butt. And then get mad because we didn't say anything, but you'd already walked all the way from the bathroom to the office when it's hanging
Hey,
out your
I'm
mouth.
gonna remind I'm gonna remind you of something that I know you done forgot, right? We went out to lunch, right? But I told the waitress I was gonna give her $500 tip, right?
Oh, I did not forget. I was waiting for the opportunity to tell this.
She was on me hard, man. I'm like, what's up?
I wasn't on
Yeah,
you hard about that. It
no,
wasn't
she
me.
was. She was on me hard.
Oh, she
I
was.
don't
Oh
even know
yeah,
why she got on my.
she wasn't letting
Yeah,
you forget. She was saying what
yeah.
she was trying to figure out what she was going to do with that $480 that
And she was like, I've been raised with 8 kids or whatever, and
yeah, eight family of eight, she said. I don't
family
know.
of 8 or something like that. And she was like, I've heard that before.
Where'd she
I'm
say where
like,
she was from? Indiana? Something like
I
that?
think so. I think she was up there. It's
Well,
Pennsylvania.
if by any chance that she's watching, which
Mhm.
I doubt it, she did a great job.
Yeah.
Awesome. Can you use waitress? I don't even know if that's an appropriate term. I don't even know.
Hmm.
Food server.
What
There we go. You know,
what
she
was
did a
better?
great job for, we had what, seven of us in their party or
Yeah,
something like that.
7, 8 of us. Yeah, she did a good
Yeah.
job. I gave her a good tip. It wasn't five
I
hundred
did.
dollars though.
No, I
Yeah,
gave her a good tip too. I
yeah,
think my
I
bill was
appreciate it.
like $15 and I gave her a 20. So
I noticed at the end though, when tip time actually got there, she started softening her tone towards me, and she
she
started.
was
She
funning
started.
with you. She knows how to handle you. She knows how to
Yeah,
handle old men like you.
yeah,
That ain't
yeah.
her first rodeo.
Uh-huh. So she was like, let me reel it back in because I want this money. I need this tip.
Yeah.
So yeah, we out here having fun. And that's another thing, man. We talk about America and elections and all that, but really it starts with your community. You know what I'm saying? It
Yeah.
starts with your workmates. You know what I'm saying? When I go to work with you and the crew, we're kind of like we throw jabs at one another. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
It's entertainment.
it depends on
Purely,
what season it is, right? Like it's football season right now. So we
yeah.
all know we hate the Cowboys. So they're
Almost
lovingly
all.
called the Cowgirls, and you're their number one fan. You're the number one bandwagon fan.
You're still mad.
Mhm. Dang right,
Uh,
I'm mad. Daggone Steelers.
yeah,
Should have whooped up
should
on y'all.
should have, but didn't. Well, that's okay. We're good.
We got it.
So
We got it in the bag this week, though. We ain't gonna lose nothing this week.
yeah, y'all off. Good.
Yeah, got to buy.
So speaking of
Guaranteed wins.
and this thing that we've created, this little thread on with our cell phones and stuff, the text messaging, that's pretty good. Everybody's
Yeah.
engaged. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? We're engaged and we throw uh
Yeah.
you, I gave your team, I gave the your college football team a nickname. I don't know if you noticed it.
Yeah. I noticed it, but I don't know what it. I don't know what knitting is. I don't know what that is.
Yeah. Well, she would have had a K. You probably would have you probably would have understood.
I'm sure knit is a word. I'm sure of some
It
sort, but
is.
um,
Yeah.
I don't
But
know the definition
the
of it.
K, since the K is silent, I left it off, right?
Yeah.
So I just I know y'all the Nittany Lions, whatever that means, right?
Well,
Nittany,
Nittany. Yeah, Nittany.
Nittany Lions.
Yeah.
When I think of the a Nittany Lion, however you pronounce it, I'm thinking something from the Wizard of Oz. You know what I'm saying? That's
Mm.
just me. I'm thinking of a real happy-go-lucky, dandy type lion. One with and not poking fun. I don't even know what does it mean. You being from Kentucky, you
I'm
have
not.
any clue?
I'm a fan, but I'm not a fanatic like most.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
I
I'm gonna
could
Google
care
it.
less. I could care less anything about that school's history.
Mhm.
Um,
Just because that's your home school,
yeah,
your home
yeah,
state school. Yeah.
I mean, it's like that's like asking me, what high school history, like, well, who's your school named after? I know a little bit about one or two of them, but the other one was nothing. Um, why do you call yourself the Bobcats? I don't know. Why you call yourself the Colonel? I don't know. Don't care.
A Bobcat. Was that you just randomly pick some names, or
No,
is
I
that a
went to
real
two
thing?
different high schools, so like it was the Strong Benson Colonels and Seneca Bobcats. Cats was our mascot, whatever. And it was
Okay.
not Colonel like Colonel Corn, but it was
Right.
Colonel like military. It was a Colonel
Okay.
Strong Benson.
Got
I don't
it.
even know if it's still a school anymore. It, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't put that much um energy into those type things, right? Like you people get all excited. That was my alma mater, right? Whatever at college, right? Oh,
hmm
okay. Good for you. I'm glad you're all excited about that. You
hmm
know, that you're,
Yeah.
big fan of whatever you're touting school or whatever. It's fine to be proud of it, but I guarantee you go back there, not one person that was there is going to know who you are or what you are, other than the size of the check that you wrote them.
Now society would probably look at you and probably me, definitely me, and be like, man, this dude, he's not engaged or whatever, whatever, whatever. So, but when they watch your YouTube stuff, like you watching a
Mm-hmm.
car, they get more insight. They're like, look, oh, he knows some stuff. He might not care about an alma mater or whatever, the school,
Alma
all the stuff,
alma
whatever
mater.
that alma mater.
Yeah,
I'm thinking of a car slash
yeah,
college.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, okay. But I don't care about that. That's why I can't even pronounce that word. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, but you can wash a car, you can do analysis on different things. Hey, this is a good product, bad product. You can cut your grass, you can introduce your new lawnmower. They're very interesting, so they get more insight. There's more to life. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people have to step out of their bubble and just say, well, dang, he can do that. That guy can do it. Maybe I can do it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I
Mhm.
can and do some other things. And I don't have to be trapped in this paradigm.
That's true.
So
No, I just I mean, you can look at that in anything in life, right? You're big.
Yeah.
I'm a big. I say I'm a big, but I was always a very loyal customer for GM Chevrolet, but they could give two rats ass about me buying another Chevy or GMC product. They want masses of people to come back to buy their products. They want to provide a good product, right? But they could care two whatever about me, right?
You talking about Chevy? You talking about the GM? Is
Yeah,
that what
just
you're saying?
the corporations, just like the colleges, right? Everybody gets all excited. I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, I got that. I guess the Romans did too in the Colosseum when they were,
Yeah.
gladiators be fighting. I guess that was, you know, been sports for a long time.
Hmm. Yeah, they had their horse their back. Yeah.
Yeah,
And yeah, I mean you're right. I mean the corporation is so huge they can't really give love to each individual, right?
nah,
And the
absolutely not.
corporation's totally consumed with making money. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
that's that, so it is what it is.
yeah.
Even though we may be loyal, you're loyal to a brand, so to speak.
I am to a certain extent, just because I've had good luck with their product, right? And
Yeah.
I'm loyal to, I try to be loyal to American companies, right? Because I want American companies to succeed more than I do a foreign company.
Mm. Okay, that makes sense.
That's
But
why, but it doesn't, I mean, I feel like I'm on my own little island anymore, because,
yeah, we've lost. I mean, to be honest with you, I grew up. My pops was into Chevrolet,
hmm
and he passed that on to me. I mean, that's just the way it was. Hey, Chevrolet or GMC,
hmm
or GM, I should say, General Motor Products, and and recently, within the last 15 years, he flipped. He was driving around in a Ford. You saw it. I brought it up here one time. He
I
had,
never
I think
seen the
it's a,
truck, I
you know,
don't
see,
think.
nah, it was
Mm-mm.
hilarious.
I think I've
It was
seen
very
pictures.
nice. Yeah, but I was
Yeah,
like, Pops, you got a Ford, and he was like, oh, they all the same. Like
he's
what?
right.
You've been,
In a certain sense, yes, but
yeah, like you've indoctrinated me to the fact that GM made better products than anybody else, and now you're driving a Ford. That was blasphemous. I was like, oh, he left me, Pops left me behind. So, so anyway, in my yard, you'll find a variety of vehicles. You'll find
no, I've had them
a
all.
Toyota.
I've bought and sold so many cars. I've had them all. I know, um, over the years.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. Okay.
but
That's what's up.
my go-to is if I was going to replace my first truck was a Toyota, if you want to call it that. It was more like a little golf cart with a bed, but it was a pretty good truck. I had problems with it, and it only had 80 some thousand miles on it when I got it. I bought it
Hmm.
used.
Hmm.
I had to fix the transmission, and the front input shaft bearing went bad in it. Oh, they run forever. They'll sit there and idle, I'm sure, for hours, decades maybe, but they
Yeah.
won't run forever. That's a
Won't
lie.
run.
I'm tired of the lies people talk about Toyota and Honda. They run forever. And I'm like, BS, I'm throwing
Yeah.
the flag.
Yeah. Hey, I'm one
Unlike
of
the
those.
referees in that Penn State game yesterday, I'm sorry, they
Yeah.
were horrible.
Hmm.
I mean, good for Ohio State. They played very well. Ohio
Yeah.
State definitely played very well, and I'm not taking it away from that. It's not the team; it was the referees. I think did a terrible job.
Hmm.
They were horrible, and then they were touting that these refs were so good. Rant
Yeah.
over.
Me, I like to say, I wear conspiracy theories like a badge of honor. Okay.
I tell you,
Yeah.
Florida was giving your Bulldogs a go there till the end. Then there
Were
was,
you following? Were you following the thread on that game?
yeah, a
That
little
little.
bit. I mean, you guys are, how Kyle, hats off, shout out Kyle. But
Yeah.
I'm keeping
All
an eye
right.
on the time. We got about a little over 4 minutes, so
Okay. I
it goes
made a
by so
prophecy.
fast. 35 minutes or 40 minutes, whatever.
No,
However
he's
long
just
this goes.
rambling. Made a
Yeah.
little prophecy. I told one of our viewers that He was back in the Gators, and it looked like Georgia had went up, right? And
Mm.
he was like, well, Ernest over, da 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 da, good game. I was like, hold up, stop. It's not over, bro. We got a whole quarter to go.
Hmm.
And I said, the only way it's gonna be over, in my mind, the dogs got to go up by two
By two,
touchdowns.
two touchdowns.
Two
I've
two
seen that.
touchdowns.
I've
Yeah.
seen that. Yeah.
And so
That's so
while I
you were
was
like,
in the
I'll
midst,
rest easy then when they get up by two
yeah,
touchdowns.
yeah. And so Florida came back and tied the game at that moment. You know what I'm saying? It was a tie score. And
Yeah.
I was like, Really? I should rest. I should turn off the TV right now. That's what I said in my mind. And then
Yeah. I
finally
mean,
Georgia did go
Florida
up.
gave it. I mean, Florida, was putting it on them there for a little bit.
They
But I
were.
mean, there was, tit for tat, I guess.
Yeah.
But that
I
right at
saw,
the end, it was like,
yeah,
see,
it was
I
over.
don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Georgia just
So
would run
I
all
saw you
over
gave a you gave a little chuckle to my comment. And I said
them.
Florida was playing like Kentucky.
Yes.
That
Um, uh,
was,
yeah. I mean, how
and
desperate? I mean, look at. I'm going to say this final thing about colleges, right? How desperate a person has to be that their whole life runs around a college sports program, whatever it is. It,
Mhm.
I mean, I almost feel sorry for someone that's their whole life. It's like, and I get it. Sports, I like sports. I like football.
Yeah,
A lot, but I've gone away from it because I found that it was just
too
I
much
I
time.
can't deal with the disappointment because I get so ate up with it. So
Gotcha. I got you.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I get it.
I don't sit there because it's just I don't like to lose.
But that's what it's designed for. You know what I'm saying? It's designed to get you emotionally engaged in this thing.
Sure, and
It's
I
the money
over
making
I get
institution.
on it overly, but you know you got 2 minutes, so
2 minutes.
that's oh I'm sorry, yeah, about 2 minutes,
Okay.
minute
Well, two
40.
minutes. I'm gonna take 30 seconds to say this to
All right,
the
I'm going to give you
viewing
30
audience.
seconds, and then
30
go.
seconds, viewing audience. Here we go. All right. All right. I would like to
That's three
put this out
seconds.
there. That's
That's
three.
three.
Stop interrupting me. That's six. All right. So here we go. Hey, viewing audience, this is what we would like. How about you guys? Let's try this. Why don't you guys give us some topics y'all want to hear us kick the no BS can about? You know what I'm saying? There's something you want to hear two old dudes born in the
Mm,
60s talk about and get their view. Put it in the comments and say, hey, let's get you guys' thoughts on this. And we'll review that what your request is, and we'll do some research and we'll put it
yeah.
with our own background and see what you think about that. Just get the
Now,
audience engaged a little bit. Go
all
ahead,
right.
Ronnie.
So less than a minute. So on that note, probably next week I'm going to check with my cousin of my wife's side whether or not he wants to be on the show.
Okay.
Um, Let him to pick the topic. Maybe we'll see.
Sounds
Um,
great, man.
and I'm sure it's going to be all about. So next show we'll see who's the next president of the United States. We may talk a little bit about that. Yep, it's time me to get off. So, and on that note, thanks for watching. Hope everybody has a great week. Look forward to seeing
Appreciate
you
it.
next time. Out from here, over to you,
Out from
Bud.
here.
All right,
Yes,
take
sir.
care,
Y'all
everybody.
be good.
Yeah.